Body Weight Nate fam. What's up, guys? Hope you're having an amazing day. So today's video is only a warm-up, but it's going to be a crucial part of your practice to keep your wrists and shoulders strong as you start leveling up in Nate floats and Nate flies. So I would highly recommend doing this warm-up before each Nate floats and Nate flies videos. We are going to start on the ground. So as we come on the ground, these first wrist exercises, I want you to think of your hands like a clock, okay? So we're gonna go through the wrist, like the big hand on a clock, and then on the back of the palm, the same thing. I guess it could be the little hand as well, but we're gonna stick with the big hand. So first off, we're gonna supinate our hands where our fingertips are pointing back towards our knees, and we're gonna ground the palms. So because we're doing a warm-up, we wanna be active and dynamic to get more oxygen and blood flowing to our joints. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna peel the heel of the palm, okay? Back where my elbows are bending towards my knees and pressing through my fingertips, okay? I'm actively pressing against the ground through my fingertips, and then I'm gonna come back down, lengthening through the elbow and grounding the heel of the palm. Here we go again. Peeling the heel, okay? Just like a banana. We're coming back, active, pressing through the fingertips, coming back down with straight elbows. Let's go for 5. And you'll notice for the deeper you start to get into the fingertips, the more intense it becomes. So that comes over time, guys. Do not rush it. Over time, you'll start to feel more comfortable in this warm-up. Last one. We might be at 2, I don't know, but that's all I feel like doing. Okay, so our fingers were at 9 o'clock. Now we're gonna, 6 o'clock. I swear to goodness, I know time. So it was at 6 o'clock. Now we're gonna go where we're pointing out to 9 o'clock. So we're gonna start on our fingertips here, actively pressing against the ground from the fingertips all the way through the heel of the palm being grounded. Elbows are straight. Keep the elbows straight once again. Starting from the active fingertips, peeling the heel, going all the way through, coming back down. Let's go for 5 again. 4, stay active, feel the entire hand and forearm stretch out. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Now we did 6, 3, 9. So now we're gonna go to 12. I'm really feeling my clocks today. Okay, so at 12, fingertips facing away from the knees. Exact same motion, guys. Here we go. Pressing through the fingertips, peeling the heel, coming back down. Hands are active. Feel the lengthening all the way from the fingertips, fingers, palm, heel of the palm. And we're gonna go for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now finally I'm gonna get it right this time. Fingertips are gonna be at 3 o'clock, all right? Anyway, so we haven't done this one. This is the one we're gonna do. So fingertips are facing each other, elbows are straight, press through the fingertips as the heel of the palm lifts, staying active, coming back, lengthening all the way through, ground the palm. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lengthen all the way through, slowly feel everything come back down on the ground as you stay active. Okay, cool. So we did some iffy clock work, but now we're gonna come into some cat shoulder rolls. So pointing the hands out at 9 o'clock, fingertips. Okay, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna figure out some figure 8s with the shoulders. So my right shoulder is gonna come down towards my left wrist. I'm gonna internally rotate it, okay? And now my left shoulder comes towards my right wrist, okay? Internally rotate that. And now just imagine your shoulders doing figure 8s. or the infinity symbol. You can depress your shoulders, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt if you really want to feel your whole spine working here. And now play with different depths, okay? So I can stay low. Okay, I can stay short. And then we're gonna go back one more time. Okay, let's find neutral. And now we're gonna go in the other direction, okay? So your figure 8 is gonna go. Okay, so we're doing it long. Let's go short. Really start to feel the joints get nice and loose, guys. You're doing great. Stay active throughout the body. Let's go standard. And we're gonna come back to neutral. Okay, so keeping semi where you're at, you're gonna bring the palms close together. I would say 3 to 4 inches apart. And now what you're gonna do is we're gonna do circles where we put the weight on our palm joints, pressing through the thumb, putting the weight back on the palm joints here, and doing circles. So as we circle, we're slowly pressing weight on the outside of the fingertips towards the thumbs, and then back on the fingertips, okay? So let's have the glutes towards the heels, and now we go in our circle, going through and coming back. When I was younger, I'd say circle, like circle. Got me all the babes. Just kidding, that's a joke. Okay, last one. Last circle. Coming through, lean on the thumbs, lean on the fingertips as we come back. Okay, other direction, now we're going for 3. Once again, elbows straight, take your time. And then over time, guys, you'll be able to lean more and more. If you want, you can start to depress and protract, kind of start to make this more transitional to our movement poses. Last one, take your time. Weight on the thumbs, weight on the fingertips. Okay, good, coming back. Alrighty, so now we're pretty much gonna do that all over again. We're gonna be on the back of the palm, fingertips facing 6 o'clock. I'm gonna get my clocks right this time. So from here, back of the palm, fingertips facing knees. What I'm gonna do is, once again, I'm gonna bend my elbows and peel the back of the palm off the ground as I'm actively pressing through the back of my fingertips. Here we go. 1, you can bend at the knuckles, ground again. Straight coming up. 2, peel the back of the palm, press through the fingertips actively, come up. 3, let's go 2 more. Find a comfy surface. I'm used to this, so the hard surface doesn't bother me, but the softer the surface, it'll be easier for you to start to build up. Okay, fingertips, 3 o'clock. Here we go. Exact same thing. Actively press to the back of the fingertips, back of the palm lifts. Where here you can bend and ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, 5, bam. Okay, fingertips facing 12. Here we go. This one's kind of a little awkward, but it works. So press through the back fingertips, back of the palm lifts. 1, 2. Remember, actively, so pressing the back of the hand against the ground through. 1, 2, last one, 3. Okay, so I'm pressing right the back of the wrist towards the ground as my fingertips carry me back up. Last one, guys, fingertips pointing at 9. Back of the fingertips active. 1, press through the back of the wrist to ground the back of the hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, 6. Okay, now what we're gonna do, back of the hand still, fingertips at 3 o'clock facing each other. I'm gonna do some kind of similar cat rolls, except my wrist, elbow, and shoulder are staying kind of like an oval motion. I think of an oval when I do this. So when I'm down at the bottom, I'm going to depress and retract the shoulders. And then when I'm at the top, my depression is locked as I come into protraction, okay? So let's choose one side, then we're gonna do the other, and I'm continuously pressing to the back of the wrist to keep the back of the hand grounded. That's where you're gonna feel the lengthening, okay? So here we go. Start at one side, depress, ground the elbow, retract the shoulders, ground the other elbow, other one lifts, protraction, pressing through the back of the wrists, okay? My depression is locked, retraction, protraction. Ground the elbows, retract, lift the elbows, protract. Last one on this side. Bam, other direction. Same thing. Ground the elbows, retract, lift the elbows, protract. Depression is locked the entire time. Let's do one more because we're having super amount of fun right now. Bam. Okay. Last wrist on the ground. So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna place the back of the palm on the ground. Let's do the right hand. The left hand is gonna stack directly on top of it, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna ground this right elbow, okay? Like so. And now I'm gonna externally rotate the right arm through where my elbow pit is facing directly in front of me, okay? You're gonna come back down, ground the elbow, press all the way through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, 8. All right, now from here, you're gonna internally rotate the right arm where my elbow pit is now facing the left side, okay? And now I'm gonna lean to the left and the back of my right wrist is gonna press against the floor as I lean, so I'm active here, okay? And we're gonna hold for 7. You should feel the nice stretch right out throughout the forearm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, come, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Ground the back of the left wrist, the right hand stacks directly on top. Ground the left elbow, externally rotate the arm, straighten the elbow, press the armpit all the way through. Not the armpit, the pit of the elbow. And go ahead and come back, ground the elbow, externally rotate, press it through. We're gonna go for 6, ground the elbow. 5, press it through, external rotation. 4, 3, 2, 1. Internally rotate the arm where the elbow pit is now facing towards the right. Keep the back of the left wrist grounded as I lean towards the right, pressing through the back of my left wrist. Okay, elbow is straight. We're holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Go ahead and find a ground squat or a crisscross applesauce, so everyone is comfortable. So this is our last little dynamic wrist warm up. What I want you to do is you're gonna interlace the fingers like so. And now, just like we did figure 8s with the shoulders, we're gonna do that with the wrists, okay? So just imagine making an infinity sign or the number 8 with the wrists. And we're gonna go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky, but if you were to squeeze the wrist joint, okay, there's a gap right in between the joint here where you can squeeze and the wrist almost lets go. It becomes very loose, like you can shake it. Okay, so you can now start waving to people like this, like, what's up? No, I'm just kidding. So, but you squeeze the wrist, and when it comes loose, you allow synovial fluid, which is joint fluid, to lubricate the wrist and joint. So squeeze until you find that sweet spot where the wrist lets go, and then you're gonna give it a little bit of a shake, okay? It'll feel kind of weird at first, but you can squeeze harder and get better as time passes. We're gonna shake for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, same thing with the other wrist. Find the sweet spot where you squeeze and the wrist kind of lets go, okay? That's what it's gonna look like. It just becomes kind of like, whoop, limp. So you squeeze, shake it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, last one here for the wrist. So this is a rock climber taught me this. Put your palm towards your face. Your other arm, let's say the right, is going to thread underneath, and you're going to grab the thumb, okay? So now put your fingertips in towards your forearm. Okay, actively with your thumb, press away from your hand as your hand resists. And now you're going to lift the fingertips up towards the sky, and then back towards the floor away from you as you're continuously pulling the thumb as you resist with the thumb. We're going to do that 2 more times. In. 1, 2, and let's hold in the middle, really press away. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, now let's do the other hand. Palm facing in front of you. Left hand threads underneath. Bring the fingertips towards the forearm. Pull against the thumb as you resist. Fingertips towards sky. Fingertips away from the ground. You'll feel the stretch right here on the thumb pad. Bring it back. 2 more. 1, 2. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's find a standing position, guys. So now we're going to use some dynamic motions to move more up into the shoulders. Go ahead, find your mountain pose, shoulder depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, quads are active, pressing and pulling with the heels. So I'm going to bring my arms out to a T, okay? And this is kind of a martial artist saying, I'm going to wrap my fingertips as close to my knuckles as I can, and then I'm going to make a fist, okay? So bringing the fingertips as close into the knuckles, you're going to wrap it all the way in. Thumbs wrap around the index finger for a tight fist, okay? Go ahead and protract the shoulders where now the elbow pit is facing more down, and we're going to find wrist rolls here, okay? So just making little wrist rolls, keeping that fist as tight as possible for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go in the other direction. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to fully protract as if my elbow pits are now facing the ground. And now we're going to do elbow circles, okay? So from here, I'm going to do this motion. Okay, just imagining isolating the elbows as we do circles. We're going to go for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I'm just going to count because that's way too fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arms. Now I'm going to go in the other direction. Protract and depress the shoulders. Go through the elbows. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen out here. Keep the arms out. Okay, I know it's kind of tough. Now we're going to work more into the chest and shoulder. So go ahead and relax your fists. You can now point through the fingertips. I'm going to bring my hands in, okay? So I'm going to bring my elbows across the chest like so. I'm going to press out through my elbows, retract, protract, extend back out, and open the chest as the hands open up towards the ceiling into supination, okay? Then you're going to flip-flop the hands. So right hand on top, then left hand. This one is going to take a while to get used to, but once you get it, your chest is going to be fluid like a river. Okay, supination here. cross the elbows, behind you, retract, protract, back out. So just watch me. I'm going to go slow a few times. Open the chest, right hand on top, squeeze the elbows into retraction, protraction, open up the chest, left hand now on top, retraction, open up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Shake out the shoulders and the arms. And we're here. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the arms above head. Now in pose, now shoulder elevation. Go ahead and interlace the fingertips. Once again, we're gonna open up the side body a bit. So I'm gonna lean to the left, okay? So I can press the core, posterior pelvic tilt. And as I lean to the left, I'm gonna depress my left shoulder as I elevate my right shoulder. And with the hollow body elevating that right shoulder is really gonna lengthen out that right side, okay? I'm gonna loop it down, depress both shoulders. Now depress the right shoulder, elevate the left, hollow body, come back up. Depress the right shoulder, elevate the left, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, loop through. Now we elevate the right again, depress the left, elevate both. Now unwind the fingertips, press the fingers up towards the sky. Look in between your imaginary thumb line as you lift the chin, okay? Shoulder elevation, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Now we're gonna pump, okay? So I'm locking my hollow body as I pump the shoulders in my elevation isolation. Okay, 12, 11, 10, 9, press through the heels, 8, 7, quads active, posterior pelvic tilt, core compression, 4, elevation, hold it, come on guys, 3, 2, 1, slowly come down, and rest out the shoulders. Okay, so we got a couple more exercises guys. Let's take one Ujjayi here. And relax, and we're about to wrap this up. Okay, this one is another tricky one, but super beneficial too. Inhale, shoulder elevation, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do opposite circles, okay? So I'm gonna keep my gaze on my right hand. Both shoulders are elevated. I'm gonna come back down. Gaze stays on my right hand. I'm gonna depress both shoulders. Once my hands get to my hips, I'm gonna bring my gaze to my left hand. Okay, and now I'm gonna come back where both shoulders are elevated. Both are depressed. Both come into elevation. Lock in your core compression and posterior pelvic tilt. Depression, elevation. We're gonna go for 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Okay, now we're gonna go on the opposite side. So now my gaze comes to my left hand, comes behind me, right hand comes forward. And when my palms are both at the hips, they're both depressed. Gaze switches to the right hand, now I come both to elevation. Depression, elevation. Lock the posterior pelvic tilt and core as we switch from depression to elevation. For 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, 2 more. Go ahead, widen the stance a bit. Bring the fists together. Find your mountain pose. Depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Pulling with the heels. Bring the fists together. So I'm going to keep my gaze staring directly into your eyes, the beautiful soul of yours, as I come into twist. So my left shoulder is going to retract as my right shoulder protracts, as my core compression, posterior pelvic tilt, and gaze stays locked. Okay, here we go. So that's a full twist. See how the hips and head stay locked as I come into retraction and protraction with each shoulder as I twist. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, don't lose eye contact. 1, just kidding. All right, last one, guys. Actually, we're gonna do 2 more. Now, find your hollow body again. Depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. Relax your jaw. You can slap it around. Tuck the chin. And now you're gonna do shoulder rolls. So my entire hollow body is staying active while my head and jaw are relaxed. And I'm just gonna follow my shoulder line, okay? Coming to the collarbone. The back of the skull is coming to the back of the shoulder girdle. Okay, so remember, shoulders, core, hips, legs are active as my jaw and head are completely relaxed. Let's do the other side. Last one. Cool. Now let's do spinal rolls. I'm probably gonna cover this in the intro, but it's just fun. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is my depression, right? So I hit my depression, core compression, posterior pelvic tilt. My legs are gonna flow. I'm gonna relax my jaw and just kind of let my head flow. So think about as I depress, okay, my spine going up and down, the energy of the spine, and I just roll with it, okay? It can be a fish, a wave, I don't know, a giraffe, whatever it comes to. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this warm-up. Go enjoy a Nate Floats or Nate Flies video, and let's get strong together. Thank you so much for supporting me. Links are down below if you want to support through PayPal or Venmo. Check out my YouTube vlogs. I think they're pretty awesome. Guys, much love. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.